Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, September 11th. I didn't realize 9/11. And today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, and MSTY. So, lots of trades yet again yesterday. So NVIDIA had a trade. NVIDIA had a trade. CONY had a trade. And MSTY had a trade. Nothing for TSLY. So let's get started with NVIDIA. So what they do here, there's 4 trades, as you'll see. S for sell, BC for buy to close. So what they did is they closed out their synthetic position in the 116, and they did a B for buy call, an SS for sell put. They basically moved it to the 109. That's an existing synthetic position. So they moved it down in price. So let's go to the spreadsheet and see what that looks like. All right, so this is NVIDIA. Here is the 116. So you can see for yesterday, 9/10, they closed out the remaining contracts, 20,940. This was a taxable event. It is a loss of $19.7 million. Obviously this was 10 days away. So at this point, they thought it was best to essentially move on from this. They were piecemealing it, right? And then they eventually ripped off the Band-Aid, said, let's take that final loss of 19.7 million, and then we'll move it to the 109. All right, so here's the movement to the 109. So they added 20,940 contracts, and they got, the put was, the credit was larger than the debit. So they actually made $4 million on that transaction. Obviously not enough to offset, the closeout on the other, but whatever, at least it was income. Now this synthetic, this at least expires in 38 days, and it's only 0.83% away. So they should have plenty of time to recover and make some money on this synthetic position. So that was it for the trades, but we'll go to the September tab and see how it went yesterday. So NVIDIA went up 1.53%, NVDY went up 1.2%. Okay, so day, so gains, I will take it. Zoom out, let's see where we stand heading into the week. So you can see the expiration date, right? So that expiration date is not this Friday, it's next Friday. So what do we got here? We got one strike price too. So we got 86,940 contracts for a 113 strike price, which is 4.53% out of the money. Again, it's possible that they win this trade, but we don't know, right? 4.53%, they can make that in one day. They could lose that in one day, but anything can happen. But either way, we'll see if it goes up and we blow through these calls. We do have the synthetic bailout option. So, so as far as this week is concerned, it doesn't really matter, right? You kind of just want it, if it goes up drastically this week, it could tank the next week. So there's 8 trading days left, and with 4.53% out of money, me personally, not as comforting, of a feeling. Outstanding shares, no movement. Yeah, no movement. Okay, so 30-day IV, 52.98%. Outstanding shares, 41,125,000. Net income is 10.9 million. That's a distribution of 27 cents, a daily income of 4 cents a day, daily yield of 0.2%. And if you annualize that, so far, 73%. So, okay, we'll take it. Reaction is, I still think, even though they had, 10 days is pretty close, I think they're purposely, just taking the losses. Make sure they take the losses sooner than later on the synthetic, because if you go to the payment tab, as I said, I haven't been tracking this from the beginning of the fiscal year, but, my guess is they have done very well early on when NVIDIA was on a huge bull run. So they probably have tons of synthetic gains, which they can offset with these losses. So that way, come tax time and they produce their annual statement, the majority, if not all, could be possibly be return of capital. Again, I don't know this. This is just, my guess, right? Because they could have waited possibly a little longer, which may or may not have been a great move. But either way, that's why I had that reaction. But we'll see. Either way, that synthetic's gone. We're done talking about it, so we can move on with our lives. So September income, they have a synthetic loss of 65 million. So if we just look at the weekly call income, that produced 10.9 million. That's 27 cents. Throw that into the Rotometer, it gives you about $1.24 when all said and done, which is a 68% yield. If we base it simply on the implied volatility, it would only look like 97 cents. Okay, if we go to the holdings, nothing to really talk about here. We just got the one synthetic now, so we got the pink put, we got the orange call, and then we got in blue, just the one weekly call. Everything else is cash and treasuries, so nothing else to really look at there. So total net asset is, we crossed the 900 mil, but, we're still far away from that bill. It was nice while it lasted. So total net assets, 901 million. The NAV is 21.93. Trade price, 21.93. Okay. Moving on to CONY. Yeah, freaking CONY. I hate you. Seriously. I'm like, you're killing me. All right. That's all I'm going to say to you, CONY. You're killing me. So if you look at this, right, and you're trying to track this, imagine tracking this like without it, writing it down or putting it in a spreadsheet. It's like, what are you doing? I'm not even going to go through this again because this is exhausting. I'll just go through the spreadsheet and show you kind of what happened. CONY, you're on the chopping block, just so you know. I don't know if you care, but you are. All right, so let's take a look at the 195 synthetic. So there was no trade there. They currently have 27,105 contracts. This expires in 38 days. They are very, very far away from the strike. Unfortunately, this is a 195 strike, so I don't know, man. A lot of catching up to do there. If we take a look at the 175, they did add 1,100 contracts, and they're very far away from this one as well. So when they added these contracts, the put credit was massive compared to the call debit. So, they made about, 2.2 million in opening that position. Hopefully, they can recover and they can make some money on this particular synthetic position. This expires in 38 days. Okay, let's take a look and see what else went on yesterday. Go to the September tab. And how did coin do? Yeah, obviously, you see all these freaking lines? Unbelievable. All right, coin went up 2.2%. CONY captured most of it. CONY went up 2.1%. So, again, looks like kind of a slow recovery. As quick as it goes down, yes, it's going to take a little while to catch up. So they closed out a whole bunch of crap yesterday. Okay? So, and we'll start at the top. So they had the 6,000 contracts, and they had, they sold a call, 175, that expired this Friday, and they bought a call, 185 strike, expired this Friday. Again, this is the, the call credit spread. So when you look at the first line, row 11, this is the typical sell call. They closed it for 22 cents. This was a profit of $1.1 million. So perfect, no complaints there. As far as the call that they purchased, they bought it originally, so they paid 89 cents to open it per share. And when they closed it, they sold it. So when they sell it, they get money. Unfortunately, they only got 7 cents, obviously, because coin was not above the 185 price, so no one wants this freaking thing. We're lucky we got 7 cents for it. So in the end, we lost 492,000 for that call purchase. Okay, moving down, 6,100. Again, same strike prices. For some reason, they decided to split it up. Pain in the ass. I don't know why they did that, but they did it. All right, so now we had, because this used to reflect 12,100. Now it's split up, 6,000 and 6,100. All right, so the 6100, they closed this portion 26 cents. So yes, they made a profit on the 175 again, 1.1 million. Great, awesome. As far as the the call purchase, they made a whopping 8 cents. So when all said and done, they lost 494,000 on that transaction. So obviously, yeah, it's great in case like it blows through the calls and it goes above, the long call we purchased. Great, but it didn't. So we lost money on that. All right, so now what do we got left for this week? We have 5,000 contracts, 167.50 strike price. That's 5.7% out of the money. 3 trading days, you never know. But if it blows through that, we have a 177.50. If it goes above 177.50, that call will be worth money. How much, to be determined. But that's a little further away. This one is actually kind of close. This one, we have 16,505 contracts, 160 strike price, 0.97% out of the money. So this one is in danger, possibly. If coin continues to go up for this week, they could blow through the 160 and we could lose money on this call. However, we do have the 170. This is 7.28% away. This would be a win if coin went above 170, right? So right now coin is at 158. Last I looked, pre-market is pretty damn red. So it's not looking like that's going to happen. But again, it's there in case they blow through. The sold call, this could be profitable. So is it worth 76 cents to do that? You guys decide. I don't know. A lot of you have been wanting something like this. Me personally, I do not. This is not why I invest in these funds. But they added it. And if they add it to all the other funds, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to be happy, to be honest, unless they, because they seem to make $10 the going rate. They're always going up $10. And obviously, it probably should be percentage-based versus number-based, but I don't know. I feel like CONY is the test dummy for this. All right, as far as yesterday is concerned, so they closed out those trades, right? So they closed out 6,000, 6,100, and they added 1,100. So here they are being used. So 6,000 contracts, opened a new position. They sold a call 162.50. This expires next Friday, though. So keep in mind, 8 trading days. They decided, let's go close, all right? Let's go a little closer to the money. This is 2.55% out of the money. This yields 85% on an annualized basis, okay? And the reason they went close is now because they have the credit call spread. So, okay, we can go close because now we have this to save us. So they added, they purchased the call, 172.50. This is 8.86% out of the money. All right, so you see they got $3.70 per share on the call, and the the call purchase right below that in red. Obviously, I'm going to show the credits in green, debits in red. That eats away, from that, making it essentially just look at this as a 205. So you guys decide if that's worth it or not. And essentially, you could just take the annualized yield and net the two together, right? 50, not even 47% or whatever. So I don't know how you guys want to think about this, but that's how I'm thinking about it. Let's move on to the 6,100 contracts. They decided to do a 160 strike. They sold a call for 160. This is 0.97% out of the money for 8 trading days. Super tight, obviously. Look what it's yielding, 152%. So super aggressive. However, again, they have a credit call spread right here. And of course, like always, it's above by $10. So they paid 50 cents for that. So essentially, we'll consider the open price 148. All right. And if you net the annualized yields together, right, we'll just call it like 114% or whatever. So that's still aggressive. However, they're thinking, okay, we can go close. Worst case, we win the one. Worst case, worst case, of course, if it lands in between the 160 and the 170. That's the danger zone. That's the problem. Obviously, they have scattered strikes, scattered credit call spreads. So, this is getting a little to be a bit much, to be honest, and more than it's worth, right? The tracking of this is becoming, I feel like just saying it is just more and more confusing. It's not as straightforward as it used to be. But for now, I'll still track CONY. And, the others haven't done this yet, the others that I'm tracking. If this continues to be a trend, again, I don't know. I have to reconsider, doing these videos in general. But anyway, enough crying. 1,100 contracts. They used 162.50, just like above, 2.55% out of the money. But they got a better yield on that, 128% yield, and then they purchased the call, same thing, 172.50. But in the end, this ended up being like a 99% annualized yield. So again, guys, work in progress here. This is how I'm doing it. I'm grouping them together so you can see, because they do belong together. They matter. Because now when we sell the call and they blow through the calls, we now have to look at the call they purchased and see how that's doing. All right. Unfortunately, that creates many, many more lines, but we have to see, okay, how outstanding shares, did they increase? What the hell? This formula is all screwed up, clearly. That's jumping. It's jumping 2. What in the hell? All right, that's the last time I actually went one cell. All right, so let's copy this down. There we go. Good job. All right. Outstanding shares increased by 2.7 million. So, hello. Holy crap. That is a big jump. That's why we added 1,100 contracts. All right. So here's the recap. I know that was long. A lot of information. 30-day IV, 71.65%. Outstanding shares, 45,025,000. Total net income, 6.2 million. Total distribution, 14 cents per share. Daily income, 2 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.19%. If you annualize that, that comes to about 69% so far. Kind of in line with the IV, so that's good. Yes, I hate you, CONY. Says no, I don't, but yes, I do. All right, so here's the payment information. Synthetic income, 4.7 million. Short call income, 6.2 million. So we'll just focus on the short call per share. That produces 14 cents. So if we throw that in the Rotomator, that will show an estimate of 65 cents, which is a 64% yield. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Let's take a look at the IV yield. The IV is 72%, so that's showing a 73-cent payment. Still, obviously not what we look for, but again, CONY's price is down, so what do you want? Now, here's the, synthetic pink put, synthetic orange call, and then this crap in between. I mean, what the hell, right? So I tried to highlight, what goes together. In green, obviously, those go together. Same number of contracts. In blue, same number of contracts. These one's the sell call, one's the buy call, credit call spread, right? So everything is a freaking credit call spread on freaking CONY. Freaking CONY, yes, freaking CONY. And no, freaking CONY won't be the key word. But yes, they're very annoying. Total net assets, 547.4 mil. NAV is 12.16, trade price 12.17. Moving on to, last but not least, becoming my favorite, straight and to the point, right? I don't know about you guys, but we're just adding contracts. 575 here, this many here, that many there. So what they do, they did a buy call, a sell put, adding 575 contracts to the current synthetic position of 139, and they sold a call for this Friday. Yes, they're still selling calls into the same freaking week, and I love it. They don't just jump to the next week on the Monday or on the Tuesday. So, again, MSTY, they can do that because they have the MSTR IV. Not many have the MSTR IV, and it's a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, yes, they have to rely on crypto, and crypto is nuts. So let's take a look at MSTY. So here's the 139 synthetic tab. They added the 575 contracts, and good Lord, look at that credit, 1.1 mil. So you net out the debit, 485. I mean, obviously they made some money on that move. This synthetic, it looks like it could recover. It's only 6.73% away. It has 38 days till expiration. So we'll see how that goes. See how it plays out. Let's go to the September tab and we'll see what happened yesterday. So MSTR said, you know what? I'm going to go up 3.86%, right? After my big day yesterday, 9.2%. You know, we see last week, you know, obviously, you know, it's forgotten, right? Last week sucked. This week, so far, so good. Again, pre-market, last time I looked, awful. But, you know, we had 2 great days, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, MSTY did go up by 2.78%. So it closed at the 2110 mark. Like, awesome. Looking freaking good, man. Looking freaking good. All right, so let's see what they got going on here. Let me try to zoom out, get all this information on one page. That's the important piece. It's all about you guys, right? What the hell just happened? All right. Good enough. All right. So anything in gray, as usual, is not covered because these were previously discussed in a prior video. So what do you have? You have a lot of 913. So nothing for the following week. Everything expires this week. We got scattered strikes. So we'll start from the lowest strike price. 400 contracts, 131 strike. This is 1.05% out of the money. This, of course, is in danger. The next lowest is the largest position, 33,815 contracts, 132 strike. This is only 1.82% out of the money. Yikes. And then the one they just opened, 575 contracts, 133 strike, 2.59% out of the money. So, bro, slow your roll there. 135% annualized yield. Like, I mean, it's awesome that they sell calls into the same week, but it's a little aggressive there. I mean, the other calls are tight enough. Why not put this one a little further out of the money, right? But we'll see. We'll see. MSTR could tank after 2 good days, right? Like I said, it certainly looks like it now, so this may look like a really good move. But again, time will tell. We have 3 trading days. Outstanding shares did go up, right? Did I fill that in? Yes, I did. Did go up by 325,000. So the MSTY fund continues to grow. 30-day IV, 82%. Outstanding shares, 22.2 mil. Total net income, 9 mil. Distribution, 41 cents. Daily income, 7 cents. Daily yield, 0.32%. Annualized yield, 116%. And then printing money, baby. Print, keep freaking printing. All right, so here's the payment information. We have September synthetic income. That's a loss of 2.4 mil. Short call income is 9 mil. So we look at the short call income per share. It comes to about 41 cents. We throw that into the Rotomator. We get $1.89, which is a 108% yield. That's a perfect number right there. I'll take that all day. The IV alone, if you look at that, that's 82%. That would pay $1.44 if they went that route. Again, these estimates typically would change every single day. So, you know, just take it. It's just for fun, right? The estimate, it's just a guesstimate every single day just to keep this entertaining. All right, so what do we got in the holdings? Very slim, few lines, straight and to the point. Synthetic put, yes, pink. Synthetic call, yes, orange. And then in blue, we got the 3 calls. Perfect. 131, 132, 133. We'll see how this plays out. All right, total net assets approaching $500 million, 468 mil. NAV 2104, trade price 2110. So that's MSTY. All right. Of course, we have to cover TSLY because TSLY, you know, is TSLY. And TSLY did not have trades, FYI. They still have these 2 synthetics. They have a 225 and a 230. Not really worth talking about. They expire 66 days, and I love that. All right, let's take a look how Tesla did yesterday. Really, really green day. They went up 4.58%, and TSLY went up 3.2%. So nice, not bad. But what about our poor calls? Are they getting destroyed? Let's take a look. If I could zoom in. All All right, that's good. Here we go. So they have all eggs in one basket, 230 strike, 31,350, no, 360, three contracts. And yeah, this is 1.69% out of the money. But you got to split them up actually, because the 1,315 contracts, this expires this Friday, 3 days away. So 1.69% of the money with 3 days, maybe a little easier possible to win. But 1.69% out of the money for 8 trading days with Tesla. Who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows? But we'll see what happens. We'll see how this plays out. Tesla's been up and down. You can't even try. All right, so outstanding shares increased 500,000. Unbelievable. People are buying, man. As much as I see worry over these funds, I still see the growth. So these funds are still becoming more popular. But we'll see how it goes. 30-day IV, 61%. Outstanding shares, 52,925,000. Short call, it's a loss of 31.5 million. So we'll cut it off right there. Reaction. Yeah, they got their cap on. Tesla fund manager wearing a cap around the office because their strikes are tight, right? Until, Tesla goes down and they got some room, they don't have to wear the cap anymore. But when they hit 1%, they got to wear that cap around the office. That's the rules. Office rules, man. All right, synthetic income, they got 44 mil. Short call loss, 31 mil. So we'll just look at the total income per share. That's 24 cents. We can't use the Rodometer because the weekly call income is a loss. And as you can see, we would be paying them 278. So we don't want that. So we'll look at the IV. IV is 61%, and 61% of Tesla price would be 66 cents a month. And yuck. Very, very yuck. All right, so here's the holdings. Do we care? Not really, because the synthetic expires very far away and the weekly calls are super, super tight. So we can only hope that Tesla stays flat or goes down for this week. All right, so total net assets for Tesla is 684 mil. The NAV is 12.93 and the trade price is 12.91. Okay, so that's the update on every single freaking fund I cover. So here is the pre-market update. This is as of 5:39 a.m. And as I said, it was looking red and it still does. Tesla is down 1.02%. It's at 223.86. This is good for the current strike prices. Tesla is down 0.31%. It's at 12.87. NVDY is down 0.56%. It's at 107.50. NVDY is down 0.41%. It's at 21.84. CONY is down 2.63%. It's at 154.30. CONY is down. Yikes. It's down 2.22%, 11.90. There goes the 12. MSTR, man, that sucks. It's down 3.46%. It's at 125.07. MSTY is down 2.75%. It's at 20.52. It might go under 20 again today. TSLY is down 1.99%. It's at 10.34. TNA is down 1.58%. It's at 36.68 if I could read. AMDY, no update, 13.21. AMZY, no update, 19. BTC, Bitcoin, it's down 2.45%, 56,552. BitX, which is 2x Bitcoin, they are double. They're down 5.05%, 23.52. So we'll see. Obviously, it looks like the 2 green days are going to get erased. Well, not completely, but part of it, right? Because, market goes up, market goes down. Market goes all around. That's kind of how it works. All we could do is try to make the most money we can. We're all in this together to make money. That's the goal, whether it's YieldMax, whether it's growth funds, whether it's this, that, or the other thing. Who cares, right? Let's all make money. We're all on the same team. Who cares what you invest in? I don't care what you invest in. Why do people care what other people invest in, all right? Especially in YouTube land. Like, really? I thought you're there to educate people. Are you there to look at every other YouTuber and judge them for what they're doing. Like, is that your job? Maybe it is. Maybe people make YouTubes to judge other YouTubers. I mean, that's a sad way to basically, create content. But if that's the route you choose, so be it. Anyway, if I sound tired, it's because I freaking am. Went to bed super late. Obviously, I always get up early regardless of when I go to bed. So I got, maybe 5 hours sleep if I'm lucky. But yeah, late night baseball game. We won, So it was a good night as far as baseball is concerned. Unfortunately, on the way to work yesterday, hit a freaking deer. I take a lot of back roads, and over the past 17 years at my job, I've been pretty lucky dodging deers. Yesterday, man, this little baby deer just ran out last minute right in front of my car, and I couldn't stop in time, and unfortunately just clipped the side of my car. And yeah, but so I drove home. It was still drivable to get home, and of course it was dark when I pulled over. I'm like, oh, it looks fine, but let me just go home, work from home today. And of course it's all smashed in. The fog lights smashed in, everything smashed in. Antifreeze is leaking, so now it's undrivable. So yeah, here we go again, another freaking car problem. So I have to deal with insurance, get this crap figured out. But what a pain in the ass, man. What a pain in the ass. It's always something, right? It's always something. But that's how it is, man. That's how it is. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will do our best tomorrow. Hopefully we get some better sleep tonight, and we'll do our best to entertain you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. Keyword today, I was going to say freaking deer, but now that I think about it, the deer didn't make it. So poor deer. Let's leave the deer alone. I was just thinking it's always something. That's also another keyword. It's 9/11, so let's do something out of respect to 9/11. Now that I think about it, we could say we remember, we support our troops. Thank you for your service. I'm sure there's a lot of, vets, current active members that, watch this channel, so they can see those comments as well. So yeah, I'll leave that up to you guys since it's 9/11. That'll be the comment we make, because if you want to prove you made it to the end of the video, all you have to do is type in the comments the keyword. So today's keyword is anything related to 9/11 that you want to say. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm going to shut down this video for the day and get ready for work, and I will be back tomorrow. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. And yes, of course, I will try to do other content when time allows, but for now it's just the daily videos. And again, I appreciate all you guys. Have a great day. Talk to you later.